So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and tonight we're gonna talk about the brand new album by the band Third Secret. And this is a supergroup that they released a surprise album last year that came out of the blue, which members from Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and other bands. For example, it has Matt Cameron on drums, it has Kim Thayil on the guitar, and Kurt Novoselic, the former bass player of Nirvana, also is on the band. But they have female vocalists with Jennifer Johnson and Gillian Ray. And last year I reviewed their album, and the band shared my review on their page, which was an amazing moment for the channel, and I always remember that. So almost a year and a half later, they dropped a second album, and guess what? Another surprise. They just dropped them without any fuss or any news, and it's called The Second Third Secret, amply titled. So when the first album came out, I had no idea what this band would sound like, because having members from Nirvana and Soundgarden, I thought it was gonna be like more heavier 90s grunge alternative, but it wasn't. It was more of like a laid back 70s rock album with some 90s influence, but more subtle. It has some hints of grunge here and there, but I enjoyed it. And on this follow-up, I have more of an idea what the band sounds like. So this follow-up is basically continuing what they did on their first album. So it's very similar in tone and in structure. So it's not, if you like the first album, you will enjoy this sophomore, because they're following what they did on the first album. So it's an album that has 10 songs, it's 40 minutes in length, and most of the songs are very mid-paced, classic rock sounding, very indie vibes to them. It has some grunge elements to some of the songs, but most of the vocals are always females. There's only one song that has a male vocal with a guest star that I will talk about that song later. So out of the songs, I think that songs that stood out for me were a song like State of Mind. So State of Mind is a song that it starts more mellow, but then it keeps building up. And there's actually a guitar solo from Kim Thayil, I believe he's playing the solo on that one, that really sounded more like Soundgarden for a second, and you hear that grunge and you're like excited. But then it goes back to those 70s rock type of vibes. But on that song they have changes, and they just give you a little bit of the taste of what the band can do. So I thought that was a good one. The vocals on the albums, the female vocals are great. I think I really like the vocals on songs like Ditch, Climb Aboard, and So Close. Ditch is more like a rocking number, and there's like some swagger to the female vocals on that one as well. The album opener, Reckless Room, opens the album on a very good, solid note. I think something I like about this band is that they're very solid musicians, but they don't show off like too much on the songs. They're not doing like crazy guitar solos or some crazy drumming. They're sticking to what the song structure needs. I think these are songs that are more, they're more based on like a vibe, and not necessarily showing off like super like complex music. So it's accessible to people who like that 70s rock, will obviously like this. It has a tinge of 90s, similar to their debut as well. But to me, my favorite song, and the song that stands, that it's more different, is Gift from Above. And that song features Taylor Momsen from The Pretty Reckless. And I really like her vocals, because she's got that greedy, like Joan Jett means Pat Benatar to her vocals. And I love The Pretty Reckless. And she's worked with Matt and Kim before on her previous album. So Matt Cameron told her to guest star on that song. And I think there's some male vocals on that one. And I think it's Matt Cameron. And I really like it because it's different, because the male vocals with the female vocals really give it a duality. and Taylor Momsen just kills it on this track. So that's my favorite track out of the album. But yeah, if I have to say maybe some negatives is that maybe there's some songs on the album sound a little bit similar sometimes, and I would like a little bit more of like a variation in the future, if you will, because these guys are super talented, and I get what they're doing, but I want that rocking, like I want more grunge, a little bit more grunge. This is not a bad sophomore album. I think it's just as good as the first one. So if you liked it and don't go expecting like this is gonna be like super heavy grunge, you will enjoy this one. So what do you think of the second, Third Secret, and that title album? Like, did you like it? Are you a fan of this supergroup? Comment. What are your favorite tracks? And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to subscribe and do not forget to give me a like. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm and getting to more people like yourself. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shul Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.